Hello everyone, we are here with Achraf JDAY. How are you, Achraf?
Thank you for the invitation. I'm doing pretty good. What about you?
Okay, so we are going to talk about your professional background and if you can tell us how you get some knowledge in that field of AI.
All right, so I have actually double specialty, like double hats, almost 15 years of like coding, doing stuff. At first, it was mostly for video games. I used to mod Minecraft and like build stuff for already existing softwares, just playing around. Then I got into hacking, especially in like late middle school, early high school. At first it was for fun, being a script kiddie. Script kiddie is basically someone who doesn't have that much information about cybersecurity but uses already existing tools. And that's how I got into it. So I saw the tools and I was like, hey, how did they build them? How does this work, etc. So I started getting it bit by bit during my high school, while also, following the high school courses. So I go at night at home if I have no one to go out with, and I just check what's up, in the tech industry, what's going on. That's how I also got into AI later on. And that's how I decided to follow, my dream of becoming someone, that has a lot to offer in these industries.
Okay, so what are you doing exactly now as we speak?
Yeah, so right now I'm the lead AI transformation at PriceHubble, and also a CSO at the same company. And I work at Microsoft as the leader of ambassadors in France and as an AI evangelist for Microsoft internationally.
Okay. So you are confronted to the AI every day in your life,
Yep, since
and
university.
you've been like studying on your own,
Yeah,
if I
well,
can say like that.
yeah.
That's correct. So can you tell us what you were looking for in this kind of events, like Bigtech 2024 in Tunis today?
Yeah, so I was invited as a speaker, and then obviously I wasn't going to accept directly. I have to check what's going on in this event, what are the available options of networking, which kind of companies, and honest to God, I was surprised the amount of like untapped opportunities that Tunisia has. This, like green earth where you can like build a startup, have clients, network well. There's a lot of stuff to do. There's a lot of untapped potential to look into, be it in AI, cybersecurity, mechatronics. I've seen a walking dog robot earlier today, and that's so freaking cool. So there is a lot to tap into. So I'm a very curious person, and I love checking out new stuff. So I was like, yeah, this is the event to go.
So did you identify some innovation or something really new in this event today?
There is a lot. There is a
A
bunch
lot?
of startups. I also found some old friends, by the way, like from high school, who started their own startups here. There are like a couple of startups that I really liked. The drones and like robots one. They're doing like these dancing stuff. It's not really innovation, but it's innovating in Tunisia. But then when it comes to innovating internationally, I've seen a bunch of like cybersecurity, like AI-powered cybersecurity stuff. Also seen a data center, a sovereign Tunisian data center, which is an innovation in Tunisia. It doesn't rely on any foreign stuff like Microsoft or Google, which is kind of cool. That way we can put in place our own AI tools in Tunisia and these kind of data centers and have a sovereign control over our own tools, right? So that's something I always look for in these kind of technologies. Apart from that, I've seen a lot of innovations in the banking sector and everything. Yeah.
Okay. So you've been working on the coding since you're 10 years old.
Yep.
And
Exactly.
then you've been working for the last 10 years.
So I did university in between. I did.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
working, when I say working, it's like studying on your own,
Yeah, a lot of it.
AI. So
Everything.
how now do you see the AI in 10 years?
In 10 years. So right now we're working on generative AI. This year we started talking about multi-agent systems. Multi-agent systems is basically if you consider one AI as one agent, one smart agent. Multi-agent system is basically a bunch of AIs collaborating together, like building stuff together, or like answering clients together, doing stuff anyway. That's one thing we started talking about and also implementing this year through technologies like LangChain, for example, if someone is curious enough to go check it on the internet, you can put in place a robust system of a dozen AIs, for example, that can do stuff together and even better than just one large language model like ChatGPT can do, which is like only one agent. Also, recently, this couple of weeks, we started talking about SLM. So we have LLM, which is ChatGPT, large language model. There is a small language model now, and it's basically a smaller agent that is only specialized in something very, very, very specific, and it can perform like tasks that are quite outstanding in this very specific specialty. So that's something we're working on right now, and it's being deployed by companies like Microsoft, for example. So that's the now. And then the later, why I talked about this, because you can only know what's going to happen later if you know what's going on now.
It's because you can see that a lot of implementation that we have
exactly,
in the current software.
Exactly. So
you have so many people scared because you cut some jobs or
So when it comes to the human stuff, when it comes to AI, it's just like ChatGPT. People were afraid that ChatGPT is going to take their jobs. At the end, they're using it and they're just chilling at home for people that work from home, right? So, for example, let's say you're a writer, you're a copywriter, you work from home, right? You work from wherever you want. You just go to ChatGPT, and I'm talking about the era before they started implementing algorithms to check who's using ChatGPT or who's using a model to catch these people. But before that, for like a year or even more than that, people were writing articles, people were like publishing stuff on the internet, making it seem as if they wrote them themselves. People were publishing books even on Amazon, and they made a lot of money. So seeing the kind of world we live in, I think people will find a way to use AI rather than AI finding a way to use them. But then again, it depends on which kind of people we're talking about, which country.
Okay, so people should be really proactive and
people
not
should, yeah,
people should be proactive.
Exactly.
That's the end of the story.
Yeah.
So what would you recommend to someone who would like to follow your path?
Be smart about what you want to study, about what you want to check, because sometimes some information, because right now information is abundant. Unlike my era, 10 years ago, it was hard to find stuff. I had to Google, I had to look through YouTube. YouTube didn't have anything cybersecurity related. You're gonna check YouTube back then, you're trying to find like a tool, cybersecurity tool, you're gonna get hacked. You check Google, you can't find anything very specific. Now we have Reddit, we have Google powered by AI, we have an abundance of pages, of TikTok videos, of YouTube videos. So you have to be smart about which way to look. You have to be proactive about acquiring that information, and also you not only have to work hard to attain a certain level of competency, of like expertise in the domain that you want to work in, but also be intelligent about how you want to reach that thing. Intelligent about the kind of tools you have to use, optimizing your workload, being productive, but at the same time enjoying your life at the same time, because PTSD and work overflow exists. So these are like my advice.
That's your advice. Okay, so also maybe double checking the information that we get.
Double check all the time, plus I think 80% of the code on the internet right now. I'm not sure actually of the statistic. I think it's like 65.
Is there any kind of books or studies that you recommend for using AI, or just start using AI and find?
Yeah, when it comes to technology, I'm not a big fan of books because technology changes every day and books don't. So I recommend checking out online courses like the ones on edX. I like only the good ones, like the Harvard ones, MIT, the big companies like Google. If you want to get deeper into the traditional AI, like machine learning, deep learning, go check Google's DeepMind. Their company is amazing. It's one of the very first people in this domain, and the stuff they publish is insane. You can check Microsoft Learn also. They have this program where you can have like free courses, stuff like that. So I recommend checking out the internet and going after this stuff, plus also attending online courses, because that's always important. And in real life courses if you're.
That's our last question, but mainly on your personal, let's say, projection. Where would you see yourself in 5 years?
In 5 years from now?
Yes. Start small. 5 years.
Yeah, 5 years, it's kind of hard to determine when you look at the scope of the world, like right now what's going on, everything is changing. From tech to economy to geopolitics, it's really hard question to answer what's gonna happen 5 years from now. But what I wanna do is basically keep working on my own stuff, keep also working in the company that I work at, like build stuff I'm passionate about especially, and keep doing what I'm doing basically. And then if possible, maybe start something grand because empires fall at some point, and maybe why not my company or some other Tunisian or like North African or whatever can have an empire as giant as Google's or like Microsoft's someday. So why not?
Okay, so that's what I wish you.
Thank you. I wish you
And,
too.
Thank you very much for your presence
Thanks.
and for your recommendations. That's really appreciated.
Anytime. Thank you. Thank you for the invitation. C'était bien ou pas?
Ouais, c'était bien.
T'es sûr?
Franchement, ouais.
Ah ouais?
T'avais autre chose à dire? Il y avait des points que tu voulais aborder en particulier?
En fait, il y avait des petits détails que j'ai zappés pour le temps. Mais
Non, pour le temps, on avait, parce
Ouais,
que
c'est
c'est pour
pas
ça que je t'ai
grave,
encore
pour le
posé une dernière question à la fin. Parce que là, il est 56.
Ah.
Non, on avait encore 4 minutes.